Hi everybody, welcome back to Cough Up with myself, Ukonaye Mtoni, or Chef Ukonaye at best. So how's everyone doing? Well, you see we're doing it different today. I'm sitting down, because it won't be very cookie type of interaction today or conversation, because it's rather serious. So I'm going to make savory popcorn. So I know people like it with butter or aromat, or I take it a bit further, make it very chefy to a point where I use a blended oil when I make popcorn. I use a canola, and this is not a brand promotion, so I'm not going to show you the brand. I use a mixture of canola and olive oil. It gives it a nice, fancy taste. I'm just putting oil now. We'll pop it while we're talking. And the conversation today is something very close to heart. I think it should be close to heart with every single person in the world, not just South Africa, just in the world. So what I like doing, I like putting my stove like on hot, like the highest it can go. And then I actually put the popcorn or the kernels in. So people always ask, like, how do you measure the kernels, like sort of how many kernels are perfect to fill a pot? So I always go by the bottom part of the pot, the circumference. So all the kernels just need to fill the bottom. So this is what I do. I shake the pot a bit, get every single one of them sort of on sort of the floor of the pot, and then that's, for me, that's a guide. That's a guide as to those are enough kernels or not. Okay, and then I close the pot and let it do its magic. So with this, because I've got many flavors, I do different flavors, whatever I'm in the mood in. With this one, we've got salt, black pepper, brown sugar, and my ultimate fave, smoked paprika. Yeah, that gives everything sweet, salty, type of flavor, right? So as I said, today's topic is very close to my heart. So I used to say a lot to people, the world is a bad place. We need to make sure that we protect our mothers, our sisters, our female friends and colleagues and so forth. And not that I forgot, but I tried not to bring men, sons, brothers into this, because for the longest, I wouldn't say I was hiding my past, but I didn't want to talk about it. I never knew how to talk about some of the stuff that happened to me. If you have me on Facebook or WhatsApp, you would have seen, I think it was last week or the week before, I spoke about sort of sexual abuse that I went through at younger and not so young. So just before I really get into what I really want to talk about, I'll talk about what happened to me. So my family found out, it was 2 weeks ago on a Monday. I saw on Twitter, guys were coming out about how they were raped, how they were molested, just sexual abuse in general, in a nutshell, how they dealt with it, how they kept quiet. And I've been quiet with this for the longest. I've been keeping it in me, and I was just like, this is not my battle. This is not for me. So, but on that day, it triggered so much. I felt so triggered that day. I was like, it's time to speak. And that's exactly what I did. I spoke to the public first. As bad as it is that you should find comfort in family first, I was like, let me just put it out there. Let me write a status. Let me go and write whatever. Because for the longest, I've been scared of the reception at home, especially because if the perpetrator is family, that is the worst. That is the worst type of thing ever. Because as a child, I was always scared to get other people into trouble, especially family members. I hate fights. Anyone who knows me, I hate disagreements. I hate any situation that is unpleasant, I exit, because that's not me. So that's what I grew up all these years, is that I really fear, in a way, what the family is going to be like, what the family dynamic is going to be like after people find out what went down, really. Do you understand? So yeah, I finally spoke about it, that at the age of 8, I had a family member that decided, he wants me to play with his sexual organs. I was 8. He's much old, not that older, but it's quite older than me. Whenever there's sleepovers going on at his house or mine, type of thing, and I never spoke about it. For when I was young, I thought, okay, maybe that's what family members do. People never speak about it. I've never heard of it before, so probably that's what happens. That's what really goes down in families. So I was like, keep it to yourself. And then when I was 9, a family friend who was now female, I remember, oh my gosh, I remember, so now can you hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's sort of the popcorn frying itself in the oil, not really popping yet. This family friend, she was like, I was, how do I put it? I was asked to, my grandmother asked me to stay there, because my grandmother and her mother were going to a funeral, and they're like, okay, please look after Ukonai for like a few hours while we go to the funeral, then come back. And then, so obviously she had plans of her own for me, right? So I remember we were in her bedroom, and I was chilling on the bed, as sometimes do when I visit the family. So it's starting to pop now. And chilling on the bed, then she comes into the room and she's standing looking at me. She asked me, so I was 9 now. She asked me, did you ever watch Emmanuel? Everyone knows that is the adult soft porn they used to play on ETV back in the day. And I was like, yeah, as a kid, yeah. Okay, before I carry on, so what I do when it's really popping, so that the kernels that have popped, or the corn that has popped already doesn't burn, I shake the pot. Now when you shake the pot, all the kernels that have popped like on top of another, they go right to the bottom. So to ensure even popping. And when the pot is like sort of half full, I turn the temperature down. This is a guide to popcorn. So my highest indicator on the stove, whatever, is 6. So now I've taken it down to 4 and it's still popping. Okay, and then 3. Now put it on a 3, then it should be good. You'll hear it's ready because there'll be less kernels popping, and you want to keep on shaking so it also loosens at the bottom. Okay. See? No burn. Nothing. Okay, so turn it off, shake it one more time, leave it for just a few seconds, and then you'll take it off the stove. And then when you're going to add your salt and your pepper first. Those are the 2 things you're going to add first, because you want, in this warmth, you want the salt to melt and mix with everything. That's what you want. Excuse me. It smells so good. Okay, I'll switch it off. I'm gonna take it off the stove, the hot stove, put it on the side. So yeah, and then one puts the salt and pepper first. I just want to make sure that it's really, 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 really popped and done. I don't want to open then there's popcorn everywhere. So it'll be salt and pepper and the paprika. So salt, pepper, salt again, pepper again, and then smoked paprika. Okay, and then the sugar last. All right. Okay, I think it's done. Before I carry on the story, let me quickly do this. Okay. So as I said, salt and this is cute. I was trying to shoot I forgot what it is. Thumbnail for the video. So as I said, little salt first. These are so cute. So cute. I keep my salt and pepper in these. Okay. So before I shake it, I'm adding smoked paprika. Love, if anyone knows me, and you know me personally, if you know me even as a chef, you know smoked paprika is, I'm just like, I judge people who use normal paprika. I'm like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Okay, so might be hot towel. See, so I turn it upside down. Okay, because we want all that salt. Okay. And all that salt mixed thoroughly into there. Okay. Bit more salt and pepper. That smoked paprika comes through for the peoples. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the sugar. Sugar right here. Well, you could use what do you call it? White sugar, but I generally use brown sugar more. I prefer brown sugar. Wait, I think I do have white sugar in my house. What was it for again? I can't remember what was it for. I bought it for something. Can't remember. Okay. Again, we shake it up. Shake it up a bit. Still want. So I left I had a huge silver bowl that I bought, which had like beautiful red handles and stuff. I left it at a client's house last year. Was it last year? 2020. Yeah, last year. I left it at a client's house last year. And I feel so now I use my mixer bowl from my mixer machine. So anyone who knows me knows I love popcorn. Popcorn is my love food. Oh, it smells so good. So you'll see, if your pot is not really that hot anymore, you'll see some of the sugar at the bottom. And I just scrape it on. That's all you need to do. Scrape it on. That's it. Okay. There you go. See how beautiful? It's like lots of red from the what you call it, from the smoked paprika. Okay, so that's it. We're done with the popcorn. Now we're going to chat for a while. Okay, all right. So as I was saying, yeah, she asked me. So she asked me, 9-year-old me, did I watch Emmanuel? Did I watch all these adult movies? I'm like, yeah. I used to sneak in while my grandmother's sleeping and watch. And then she just took off her clothes. She took off her clothes, panty, and then she climbed on top of me on the bed, and then she was like, do what you've seen in that movie. Do it to me. She was literally naked on top. I was like, I'm 9. Do you want me to do what? What is that? Can't help you. So literally, that's what she did. And luckily, what saved us, because I didn't know where to start, her gate went, and we realized that her mom and my grandmother were back home. That's what saved me from that mess. Oh my gosh. And then when I was 20, the same family member when I was 8. The male, yeah. did something, performed oral on me without my consent, and I was really frozen because there were two other individuals in the room who were watching this, and they were like, so probably this is what family does. And when I wrote these statuses like on Facebook and all those stuff, obviously a lot of people reached out, even on WhatsApp, many of my friends who would have never have guessed that they went through something like this, came out in numbers that, okay, listen, I'm happy that you told so I can tell my story. And it's crazy how perpetrators are amongst our families. Perpetrators are in our friends, which brings me now to what I wanted to talk about today, which is what's going on in our country. Our country, South Africa, is going through a lot. No, actually, South Africa has been going through a lot. I don't know how to express how it's worsening. We're found in the pits. I want to say we're found in the poo. We're in the dogs, same journey, but it's getting worse by the week, by the month, by the day, by the hour. And it's like, what do we do? What do we do? As a country, as much as we stand in solidarity and everything else with other countries, but our own country is going through so much. Our sisters are being raped and killed. And I posted today a status about I'm saddened by my Facebook friends, where I wrote something yesterday about racism and stuff, and not a lot of people came to the party. Now, mind you, I feel like if I had posted a naked person, if I had posted something about alcohol, if I had posted something about sex, if I had posted something about anything that seems more exciting than racism and gender-based violence, there'd been a lot of people who are sharing, there would have been a lot of people commenting, there would have been a lot of people coming with solutions, there would have been a lot, do you understand? And it upset me. And I wrote today on Facebook, was like, it's so sad how my Facebook friends represent what's happening in the country, where people are quiet until it happens to one of their own, until it happens to their friend, until it happens to their cousin, until it happens to their sibling, until it happens to their parent or family member. Then we need to all stand together and talk, which it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. That is high selfish behavior, which worries me. It worries me because that means that's what's happening in the streets. People are like, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to call the police. Yes, I have the power and I have the strength to fight off those people who are harassing that girl, but not my sister, not my cousin. It's not mine. So let me carry on with life, which is wrong, which is effed up, honestly, which is the reason why people don't speak up, because they're scared what people are going to say, because no one shows that I am on your team. No one shows that I'm on your side. With the stuff that happened to me, I remember when my mom's and my grandmother asked me, like, why did you keep quiet for so long? I was like, growing up, I went to drama school. And whenever I told things that happened, my family's reaction was always, no, you need to leave drama school. You're being very dramatic. And I'm like, I'm dramatic. How am I dramatic? That actually did happen. This is actually the issue. So what do you mean I'm being dramatic? Do you understand? And that's what the victims of gender-based violence, this is what rape survivors are going through, is that families don't believe them, friends don't believe them. They can't even, and they're like, if my friends and family don't believe me, how am I supposed to speak to a therapist? How am I supposed to speak to a stranger about these things, And I have so many angles I want to talk about this situation, but I don't have enough time, and I don't have the mental and emotional range at this point to speak about it, because it's really upsetting, and it's not because I have a sister, it's not because I have a grandmother, it's not because I have cousins and aunts and all these things. It's because I have friends who are quiet. I have people I call friends who don't indulge in these conversations. I have friends, sometimes, fine, not everyone is a talker like me. show that you're awake by sharing, by liking. You don't have to engage in conversation, just share. You know, it's easy for everyone to share when someone has a nude out there. It's easy for everyone to share when there's a sex tape going around. It's easy to share when there's gossip about a celebrity. You know, why can't we share about things that are happening in our communities? You know, and it takes me to another conversation I had actually on Facebook today, about gender-based violence and actually blowing the whistle and all these things. And one of my Facebook friends said, you know, I don't like posting about these things. And I was like, what do you possibly mean? What do you mean by that? And he was like, I don't like posting because my friends, he's like, his friends always get into a disagreement. There's always some situation happening. There's always some disagreement that happens when he posts things like this. And I said to him, you know what? For me, if my friends had a disagreement or didn't like me because I posted something about something that I believe in, that gender-based violence, racism is wrong, and my friends are calling me out for doing that, then that would tell me what type of friends I have. And I wouldn't have to call them friends, you know? And that's what I said to him. I said, you know, it also worries me that you are now apologizing, or you're almost like taking this as like, I don't like posting because my friends. I'm like, so your friends mean more than people who are being raped, the people who are being abused, people who are living in communities and work in places and study in places where racism is rife and just terrible. Really? You're okay with that? You're okay with your friends telling you that you are wrong, that you are a bad person for posting these things? What kind of friends do we have then? Like, what kind of friends do we really have out there that think it's okay to call me out for posting that it's wrong? You know? Oh my gosh, it's crazy. I don't think I'll ever understand that what I just said now. I don't think I'll ever understand people who call out people for posting and calling out what's wrong. I don't understand that. I never will. And you know, in the past few weeks, I've had so many conversations where they shock me. People's mentalities shock me, honestly. Like, I think for the longest, maybe I've lived in a bubble. I've lived in a bubble because I always thought maybe when things are wrong, people are going to speak. When wrong is happening, people are going to speak about it. And in the past few weeks, me listening to people really talk about why they don't voice out, or talk about how they, you know, it's crazy how, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know where to start. It's so crazy. It's so infuriating, like, because that means in our families and friendships, we live with rape apologists, like people, victim blamers. We live with racism condoners because they don't want to speak, you know. I get it. Back in the day, like I spoke about how I went to a primary school and high school where you were told you'd get into trouble, you'd get an order mark or a demerit, if whatever school you went to, whatever they called it, for speaking isiXhosa in the corridors, not to a non-Xhosa person, but to your friend. You're standing like this with your friend in the corridor, and niyathetha about no man kule period sizawuyenza i-maths so sizawuyenza into ethile, homework yakho yenzile efundini okanye khange uyenze ithini into. And then a teacher passes by, they're like, sorry Ukonai, you know the rules. Oh well, wait, they didn't call me that because they didn't even try that name. They're always like, your name is too hard, you know. So they would call you out. That school I went to, the primary school I went to, they would call you out for speaking your mother tongue. And I'm like, that is a form of institutionalized racism. That is a form of racism that I went to, and I get it. Back then, I actually spoke to someone where a person that I went to the same high school with. We spoke about it. We said, you know what? The fear of getting into trouble, you know, comes from the fear of, okay, listen, my parents worked hard to send me to this school because it was formerly an all-white school, and then obviously post 94 it opened up, all races were allowed, but it still felt like going to such a school, you can't do any wrong. Imagine getting suspended here, so don't speak is closer. You know, imagine getting into trouble. Your parents worked hard. You're shaming your parents, And imagine having the hearing that he knows that he's not supposed to speak his close, but now here we are in the hearing, and that's the institutionalized racism that is all around, It's crazy, guys. It's so, woo, my goodness. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's so much I want to talk about. There's so much that is going on in our country. There's so much that's going on in our homes, in our friendships, in our workplaces, in our schools. That is just like, shh, don't talk about it. It's for me, it's crazy. It's just too much that we're not talking about. It's too much that we're not talking about. We should be talking about it more. As much as these topics are sensitive, but the sensitivity isn't helping. While we have silenced sensitivity, someone's dying. A female is being hung. A woman is being killed right there because we're quiet. We're quiet because we know. Yes, like I was even saying this to a friend, like, the hashtag all men are trash. I agree with it. We have friends where, even if it's in the past, where a friend has told you before that, we were sleeping and she's like, no, I don't want. And you carried on until she gave in. That is a form of rape because she said no. And then because, you see, this is another thing that guys do, because they know it's freaking 2 a.m., that's when they try. They try in the ungodly hours because the girl's not going to just walk out and be like, you know what, I'm going to catch an Uber. Because there might be no Ubers at 2 a.m. As much as, and we forget that people of the opposite sex, even if, actually, let me not even say opposite sex, within the same sex, but now we're going to go into homosexuality. Because now we're chilling and I'm gay and we share a bed and now I say no, let's say I'm very feminine, that's me, I'm very feminine, and it's because we know that feminine homosexuals are targets out there, people they're dying every day. So because I said, I'm sleeping, and and I know myself that, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna be able to leave at 2 a.m. Let me just give in. Let me just let you do your thing. That is the problem. And we know because we have friends who are going to talk about it. Like, lamdana fetu, lamdana bedlala man ezenza umuntu ongafuniyo. Translation. That girl seemed like she didn't want to have it, but she finally gave it. She gave in because she was scared of the rapist outside. She would rather give in to the rapist that's already in bed, because you are giving her a level of safety, but also taking it away at the same time. That is why all men are trash. You sat there and be like, you didn't say anything. Even if you didn't agree with it, but you said nothing, you're like, but if it was your sister, then you would have said something. If it was someone who's your best friend or your family, you would have said something like, dude, that is my sister, that is not cool. How about treating everyone like they're your sister? Treating every female like they're your mother? How about that? How about treating everyone like they're your sibling, regardless if they're gay, lesbian, bisexual, whatever race they are? How about you treat them like they are your family? How about that? It's disgusting. That's what I'll say. It's honestly disgusting. But we'll have more conversations. In the future, I do want to host, when we're allowed to have people in our houses, I do want to host a conversation evening, dialogue evening. Those who know me, I used to host game nights in my apartment. So I'd like to have game nights the difference. Instead of game nights, let's converse. Let's have gay, straight, lesbian, white, black, green, man, female, non-binary in my space, and let's talk about these things. Let's break bread together. Let's break conversation together and talk about these things that we're going through individually and in our groups and in our relationships. And people are like, oh, but what does a conversation help? It takes one conversation, guys. And that's the power of media. That's the power of spreading word. It takes one post, it takes one share, it takes one retweet for people to be aware of the perpetrators around them. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you guys. Thank you for this raw cough up. I honestly enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching. And I hope, I really hope for a better world. I really hope, I know this sounds like a Miss South Africa answer or dialogue. I really hope for world peace in many forms of peace, that is, not just great wars, but the wars that we fight in our countries, the wars that we fight in our homes, the wars that we fight in our relationships, in our workspaces, in our schools and so forth. I really hope that we can work towards, being better people. But yeah, see you on the next episode. I promise. On the next episode, I am going to cook. I promise I am going to cook. Okay, so goodbye.